Welcome to the Heart-Centered Entrepreneur Podcast. I want you to be rich. Yes, I want abundant financial success for your business. But I don't just care about your business making money. I care about you too. I want you to be rich in happiness, in the impact you make, in your relationships, and in how you give back. I'm Anna. I built my six-figure business as a side hustle while I was pregnant with my daughter in 2016. Now I've helped dozens of women do the same. I'm here to help you build a profitable, heart-centered, fully booked business with the latest tips on sales and visibility, with proven mindset hacks, and sneak peeks behind the scenes with what's working right now in the online space and in my business. Ready to make more money with heart? Let's go. Hi friends, I took a 2-week break, and so now that I am back to client calls, oh my goodness, my heart is so happy. I just love to coach. I love to be on Women with Zoom on Zoom all week. It's such a blessing. I was having a little bit of a hard day yesterday with some personal stuff, and then I hopped on Zoom with 3 clients in a row, and I just cried happy tears just because I love this work so much. You know, I preach the 3-day work week, the 3-week work month, and taking breaks. And yes, it's so important, but there's just something, I'm so grateful for the work. I love to work. And if you don't like working, what I would challenge you is make sure that you're putting on boundaries so that you can rest. You're working a 3-day work week, right? You're charging premium prices so that you're making good money. And most importantly, that you're taking on aligned clients and doing aligned work. I really believe that a woman, when she has aligned clients, AKA, they're people that respect her, people that are kind to her, people that are hardworking, people that are driven and motivated, people that she would be friends with, right? And when she's doing the type of work that fits with her personality, for me, it's coaching. For me, I love to be on Zoom. For some of my clients, they prefer done-for-you services, copywriting, website design. They'd much rather be behind the computer. They'd rather be in a support role than directly working on Zoom with someone. But so whatever the format is, whatever the outcome is, maybe you love working with people on their health, maybe you love working with them on their business, but permission to make the aligned shifts you need to so that you love your work, because that's what's kept me in business for 10 years, honestly, is loving the work, always coming back to the work, fueling me. Now, what's ironic is, I preach about having a vibrant life, right? So that you can bring energy into your business, right? It's almost like, I imagine, I'm not in a partnership right now, but like having a vibrant life as a woman, I'm hoping that when I have a partner again someday, will fuel my marriage, so that if there's a challenge in my marriage, I'm not relying on my marriage for happiness. I can bring in my happiness, my energy to solve problems within there, right? I'm a big fan of having a vibrant life, number one, so that I'm efficient and so that I don't overthink things in my business. I get shiz done because I'm trying to make it to a yoga class, right? But the other thing about having a vibrant life is that when we have a challenge in our business, when we have an obstacle, when one of our clients has a challenge, we have energy and we're bringing it into it, right? I am so excited because I get to share a client call with you. I almost never do this. I have so many client calls every week. I don't get to share them with you just because they're confidential, of course, and I want to make a safe space for my clients to be able to process. My clients process really big things, right? Business-wise, life-wise, from the present, from the past, just deep, beautiful work. If you've done my course, Get and Coach, you guys know I'm obsessed with the skill of coaching. I've written a coaching skills workbook with 30 skills that I use and practice that I love. And if you've done my coaching skills workbook, you might notice in this session today some of the skills that I use with this client. But I want to share this client with you. She gave me permission to use this. And so I'm going to share in the show notes her website. Her name is Christina. And she is just, you're going to listen to this call. And even though she's the client, you're going to fall in love with her because she's just such a captivating coach herself. She is just so calming and kind, and I just love her to pieces. We both love the ocean, and I'm just excited to, number one, see her coaching business grow, but number two, hopefully this will be useful for you, because lately I've been getting a lot of questions that Christina asked in her coaching session. It was a really more practical session on hiring team. So if you are getting ready to hire your first team member, this will be very helpful for you in how I conceptualize hiring, just some super practical, more strategic tips. And I would love to hear from you after. If this was useful for you, pop over to Christina's website, send her an email, say thank you to her for sharing this episode, and I hope you have fun tuning in. So, first question is the mindset around hiring a VA. Second question is, say that one again.
The well, there's the mindset around hiring a VA, and also there's the tips on actually hiring them, right? And having it work. I want it to be a great relationship with this person, that could continue going forward. Certainly would be great. Um,
Is the thought like, "Oh, I wanna find someone and I wanna find the right person so I don't have to do this again?"
Not so well, I mean, that would be nice, but it's not so much that, it's what's required of me. Well, making a good decision on that, and then what's required of me in order to be a good CEO, I guess, in terms of having a VA.
Yes.
But which is also, so it's the logistics plus the mindset really is. Yeah.
Yes. So exciting, though. Okay, and then remind me, have you worked with VAs before, and did the experience go good, bad? Maybe give me some of that context.
I worked with one who was, somebody I knew, but that's also she was a colleague, but she was a coach, but she also was a VA. And it actually went well, and that was a very specific thing. She was helping me with my Facebook, manage the Facebook group at the time. And that was my very first time working with a VA. So, and it actually did go well, but we started on we knew each other basis. So it was kind of a mix.
Yeah, I love that. Well, it sounds like you already have experience, which is great. I love what you said about let's get applicants. And I would go at the beginning of my business, I kind of did something similar where I kind of just looked in my circle. And not that that's bad to do, but I'm a big fan of like when it comes to trying to attract clients and coming to attract dream team members, like we're trying to find a dream person, a dream partner, whoever, right? I'm a big fan of like casting the net wider than smaller. So with interviewing, that looks like putting out a job description. I have a sample one I can share with you, putting out a Google form and having people apply and trying to get like 40 to 50, like trying to get a lot of volume of people to apply.
Okay.
And then you can look at the applications and be like, "Okay, which of these 5 most excite me?" But like, have you heard that old adage, "Hire slow, fire fast"?
Oh, I think I have heard that.
It's just an old but it's so true, right?
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense to take your time hiring, right? So
Mhm.
getting a lot of applicants, and I love what you can ask me, I'm happy to refer people. I would also post it on VA job boards. I would
Mm,
just post it a lot of places, and then the 4 people you're most excited about, 3 to 5, I would do 10-minute interviews. And
okay.
then some of my team, I've done this with, some of them I haven't, but most of them I do a 2-week paid trial. Again, this is like a part of the
Mm,
slow process where it's like, okay,
mhm.
can I pay you for 2 weeks? And we just kind of dive in and do the work and see how we work. And then after 2 weeks, we'd be like, is this working for both of us? Because a lot of times you just don't know until you get in it.
Yeah, that makes
You feel
sense.
about all that.
Whether our working relationship is good and whether they can do the thing, right?
That I write that down. That was so brilliant, right? It's like twofold. And it reminds me so much of like dating or dream clients or a friend, right? Like there has to be a little bit of value alignment and
Yeah,
personality and alignment, right?
yeah,
But then they're also aside from that, not just like, do I like you, but like, can you do your job?
yeah,
And both have to be there.
yeah, exactly. Yes, and value alignment, absolutely. Yeah,
Yes, but you 100% I know we'll find your person, and I have some templates I can send as far as the job description. You
great.
may already have something like that though. And then
Yeah, that would be helpful.
the first 2-week doc. But I agree with you, it makes a ton of sense for you to do this for your business, but also really, like, you're a busy woman, like, you've got contract work, you've got the retreat coming up, like, you have a lot of income streams you're managing, so I love the idea of someone coming in and sometimes when we first hire a VA, we have the tendency to, like, give them our backlog of things that we've been meaning to do, but I first recommend giving them the things you're already doing, like
Yep.
clearing your plate before you clear your to-do list.
Yes, yes. Yeah, because I pretty well know what I need to do. I mean, I'm getting a picture of what's mine to do and what would be the things to hand off to someone else, which maybe I could do, but why? Why would I do
Ex
that when someone
We
else?
want it to be the things that you could do, right? The things that exactly, the things like for the summit.
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, there's things I could do, it would take me a lot longer,
Yeah.
or it wouldn't be as good, probably, it wouldn't, it would take me away from my focus, and I also the other piece I'll throw in here is, I wanna be able to go back and see my family probably in August, so I wanna, you know, have a way to be able to do that and feel good and still have what needs to move forward moving forward, so.
Yes. Okay, let's do a quick visualization. Is that okay?
Mhm.
Okay, so maybe just close your eyes and just imagine sitting across from you on Zoom, your virtual team member. What are some things that are most important to you when you're doing the job description and interviews? Like when you think about attracting this dream team member, like what do you think is going to be key to them wanting this job? Like, how do you want to show up? What do you want to communicate? What stands out for you?
Mm. Me well, I need to have clarity on what I need, what my company is about, for example,
Yes.
what what I need from them, and what kind of working relationship I want to have with them, in terms of connection, in terms of being able to rely on them to do the job that I've given them being able to ask questions of me. I don't want to micromanage. I want to know that they can kind of take something and run with it, but feel free to, you know, to just talk about it with them. Clear objectives, clear expectations. Well, that's some of it anyway.
I'm so
But-
glad we recorded this because that was so genius. And I
Mm,
think like you just kind of wrote a lot of your job description, right? I love what you said about getting clear on what your company is about, what you need from them, what you want the relationship to look like. That was genius.
okay, good,
Yeah.
good. And thank you for that space. Yeah.
I could add nothing more. It was perfect. Doesn't have to be this session too, but we could always talk about this next coaching session once you have them on board. And you might already do this, but just making sure you have, I would say the two most essential things you need for a VA to be successful is a great place to communicate. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, maybe it's email, maybe it's Slack, but like a really clear channel for that. And
Mm.
second of all, really simple way to assign tasks, like you said, so it's clear.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do this by this date? And
Mm-hmm.
it's written down somewhere. Do you have both of those, or do we need to work on that?
I would love suggestions from you. I just had another thought, but it went away. So if it comes back, I'll ask you. Yeah, I would love suggestions for you on those, the channel and a simple way to assign tasks.
Do you already use Slack, or what do you use for communication with like clients and stuff?
I'm not using it for clients, but based on some things you've said in the past, I'm seeing that might be a great thing because I'm looking at my Slack and I already have several things in Slack, not, as a business owner, not for the client. It's not for client communication, but I could certainly add that in. I don't have my own Slack.
It's free.
Yeah, which is great. I just see that with the free, the stuff goes away after 90 days. Is that right?
I still use the free version.
Great. Excellent.
I
Oh,
just don't house anything, but I actually think it's really good accountability because I think it's good to not be storing things in Slack. Like we don't
great.
want to be using like we want to use Drive or something like that. So
Yeah.
I would use Slack for the communication and then for project management, like do you already use like Asana or anything like that?
I have a free Asana, but which is what the other VA had put me on, but I never really, it never really, it just seemed like too much for me,
Yeah.
even with the free version. I know someone else who uses Meister Task. I know they now limit it to 3 projects, so I might need to get the paid version. I don't know. Um, yeah, but that's all I have at the moment.
I think it was so interesting what you said about Asana. I'm a big fan of like whatever project management platform you use, using it very simple.
Yeah. Oh,
Right? Meaning,
yeah.
like, if we use Asana, like, we don't have to have 900 boards. We can just have literally one to-do list
Yeah.
that's like Christina's to-dos, VA's to-dos, and as long as we have a task and a due date, because so much of what breaks down, and because I have a lot of clients that are VAs, that frustration is like there isn't a clear expectation of, will you do this thing by this date? Right?
Yep.
Like, and that sounds so simple, but it's our job as the boss to be like, this is how you can make me happy. So they're not left wondering, like, oh, this is important to me. Maybe you could do this. Oh, why didn't they get it done soon enough? Right? Instead of like, hey, I need this done by Friday.
Yep.
Write it down. I use Basecamp, but the prices have gone up on it, so it's a little bit expensive. If I were starting from scratch, I would probably just use Asana or the other one you said. What it doesn't matter. Like,
Master task is
yeah,
the other
Miser task, Todoist, like, but just keeping it really simple.
one. Okay.
Your to-do list, their to-do list, the name of
Mhm.
it, the deadline, so that they can kind of sort it by due date.
Mm, got it. And it's interesting because I've been meaning to get all my stuff on a system for my own stuff, and I
Exactly.
haven't fully done that yet.
Yes.
There's just too many options, and
Yeah.
I just want it to be simple and make sure it's something I actually will look at,
Yeah.
get in the habit of that. So this will have make sure that this will have me find something and do it,
Yeah.
right?
And while you're trying out softwares, what you can just do is put a part of your to-do list on it instead of like, because we don't want to like put all everything in and then we're like, oh, we don't like the software, right?
Mm,
So maybe just
yeah,
try like one part of your life in there, like maybe your personal tasks or just your social media tasks. Or like, I love the idea of you playing with it for yourself, then
mhm.
adding the VA tasks in and then loading your whole life in.
Okay, okay, cool, and I did think of the other thought I had for
Oh, good.
working with a VA is, and I don't know if this is realistic, but I know some VAs can do this, is help me stay more on task and organized as
Thousand
well
percent.
with, yeah, so I would love somebody to be able to, that in the way we work together, because that's what they do. They stay organized, right? They have a way. I know several VAs and I understand how a good VA thinks and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, I would like that as well.
I think there's also just something about like being in the office with someone, right? Like when you share an office, like you're going to keep it more organized because you're like, oh, it affects someone else. And then it kind of benefits you. I think the same thing in my business because I have 3 team members is super organized, but that's because I'm caring for them. I don't want to make their jobs miserable, right? If it were just me, I'd be like, it's fine, right? But in the other benefit is it's organized for me too, right?
Yeah, yeah, totally. And for my business going forward, and as you often talk about and stuff, being the CEO of your business. And it's interesting because the things we do for our clients, I'll speak for myself, the things I help my clients with, I don't necessarily have all those things in place the way I would like, right? Yet. So, yeah.
Yeah, so good. But I noticed even Christina and you like just almost like an energy shift and up level. And maybe it was like the beautiful beach walk you did, or like, but I love that. Like, let's talk a little bit about the mindset now, too, right? Like, what's most going to help you feel confident mindset wise in this?
Mm. One thing is just really knowing, and I do know this, but really embodying that this is the next thing for me in my business in order to have it be the way I want it to be going forward, right? Which includes leveraging my time. This is part of being able to leverage my time. And so that is really so it's an important step for me. Yeah. But also the idea of bringing somebody in to help me with whatever parts of my business requires me to also step up and maybe organize differently some things that haven't necessarily been the way I want it yet. And that has some mindset stuff attached to that. Like, oh, they're going to see that behind the scenes, right? Some stuff behind the scenes.
Yes, and I think there's the temptation sometimes to like, I have to get everything ready before I hire the person instead of what you said, which is actually, no, I'm hiring. It's like cleaning our house before the housekeeper comes, right? Like, and not that we obviously want our business to be, we don't want to just like, hand our VA a mess and be like, good luck, figure it out. Right. But I
Yeah,
think there
no.
is something in partnering and being engaged and active and being willing to be part of the solution, but also inviting someone in the mess and being like, will you help me clean my house? We'll do it together.
Yeah, exactly. And one of my colleagues that has just hired a VA for the first time too, is she's like, okay, she's keeping me on task now, is what she said about her VA. She goes, so she's given me things I need to do, as a CEO. So yeah, so that's part of it as well.
I love what you said too about, oh, what was, okay, that second part was so good. But going back to that first part that you said, what was it? Oh, being confident that this is what you need as the next step for scaling and growing your business and income. I will go so far as to say, like, this is the step, right? Like, I think people talk so vaguely about like passive income and scaling your business, but it is humans that help you. Like, when work needs to be done in our business, and if we don't want to always be working, someone has to do it. So that's another human, right? And so I
Yeah.
find that for most of my clients, team is the way, like you said, that you can step away for vacation, but your clients are still taken care of, right? Like, team is the way to scale.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And I know this stuff intellectually, but now it's me. Now it's time for me to be that and do that and have that. Yeah. So that might be some of the mindset stuff, is just that it is part of this growth and this next step. If I really want to have things the way I want it and leverage, it's important for me to do this. And it's kind of like, great. Oh, it's that combination.
It's so interesting because I find most of my clients that are at this point too, like, a lot of times we think like, oh, our business has to get to a certain place before we can hire, right? But often we have like one income stream that's doing well, another income stream that's more new, right? But like, just seeing our business holistically, or yourself holistically, as like, it's almost that chicken and the egg of like, okay, should I do make more money so I can hire, or should I hire so I can make more money? It's just complex, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's both, right? It's both.
Yeah.
And it's that there's a trust involved um in myself, trusting myself, right? To be able to handle this well. Because I want them, I want it to be a good relationship, and I want them to feel like it works for them to support me, right? In this way.
Yes.
And to know that I can pay them whatever that is too. So that's another question too, is if, I'm not really sure the ranges or what to expect in that arena yet.
Yes. I am a big fan of I mean, it's up to you, but potentially I would write your range on the job description.
Okay.
But I would, I mean, this is my take. When I'm hiring someone, I actually will hire anyone no matter how high or low their rates are, because I more want to see if they're a fit, right? Because if
Got it.
someone is super efficient and just seems like a dream person, you're going to make accommodations for that, right? Like, maybe they're charging twice as much per hour, but maybe they're literally twice as efficient. Like, the amount per hour I pay my team now, I would have passed out at the start of my business. Like, literally would have passed out. But for now, I see like they get so much done. Like, and we know that because you and I are efficient women too, right? And so that's where the 2-week trial is helpful too, because you can be like, okay, what does this actually look like in practice? But I would interview anyone, I would give anyone a chance, and then kind of like make your decision after the first date.
Okay, cool. And I've heard stories from people where which goes right along with that, like even somebody who's got a very successful business, but one of her main people that she has now, she hired, they learned to do what she needed, but they're an amazing fit for her business, and they totally helped her grow her business, but she could see that, she could feel that.
That's
So
a great, I mean, that's a great point too, as far as like, I see so many women getting stuck on like, "Oh, I need them to know all of these softwares and I need them," but I agree with what you said, which is it's more about, are they willing to learn,
Yeah,
right? Like, are like, because in online business, things are changing so fast anyway. I don't care if they know X, Y, or Z platform, right? Like, but are they efficient? Are they have a good work ethic? Are they kind? Are
yeah.
they responsive and communicative? Are they a fast learner? Like some of that stuff.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's like yeah, completely. Because you can teach they can learn specifics, but you can't learn that kind of stuff.
That, right? And so I think when you're writing your job description, and maybe you can submit that to me this week if you'd like, or next week, whenever, is what are the things that is so interesting? Because I work with a lot of clients too that have like big teams. And so they do a lot of hiring. And we always have the conversation after the fact, like after they've hired, if things are going awry. I'm a big fan of like if a team member is doing something wrong, quote, letting them know directly to see if they can fix it, right? But some things, like you said, it's just personality or just, and we can't change that about a person, right? It's like, again, like dating someone, right? Like, okay, this is just who they are. So I love that you're kind of getting hinting on like, okay, what are the things I need them coming in with that I cannot teach them that I just need essentially?
Yeah, yeah. And some of it, I have a feeling in terms of all of this, some of it is gonna me just paying attention to my inner knowing with them, right? Rather than just all the outer stuff.
That and something so interesting, and maybe you've heard this adage too in a more traditional workplace is like they say pay attention to how your employee candidate treats the secretary. Have you heard that one?
Absolutely.
Right, the idea is I love when I'm in the process of interviewing people when something goes awry. For example, if I have to cancel or they have to change the date, because that's how do they interact when they have to reschedule something? Are they professional? I signed up for Tuesday, I can't make that, but can you meet Thursday at 4? Right? Like again, I love to see when things go wrong because in boundaries, in community, like that's where we're seeing the work.
Yeah, totally. And this was many years ago. I don't remember if it was an employer that I had or someone else said one of the things they do when someone comes in, for an interview and everything was in person then, um, they'll walk them out to their car and they'll see what their car looks like. In terms of, is their car a total mess inside or is it pretty well taken care of like the inside, not the outside of the car, but kind of how do they take care of their car on the inside? I thought that was really interesting, you know?
Yeah, it's just all context clues, right? Like, obviously, we
Yeah,
don't want to make any one judgment on any one thing, but that's why I think hiring slow can be good too, is you have a little longer to just see, like, okay, this is a context clue. This is how they're interacting and you're giving them time to do that with you too,
yeah,
to see if you're a fit for them too.
yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. This is super helpful. Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
so ready for this. You're so ready for this. Okay, tell me your biggest takeaways and some action steps.
So, one of my biggest takeaways is, well, what you just said. I know I'm ready and I already have a good sense of what I want and need, right? And from us talking about this. It wasn't necessarily new for me, but some of it is. And some of the specifics that you provided were really, really helpful for me. Yeah. Yeah. And it alleviated some of the mindset stuff that I had that was coming up for me. Didn't necessarily make it go away, but it makes it more clear. Yeah. And it's interesting because I just pulled up again The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, which is right, upper limit thing. Yeah, it's that.
I love that book. It's one of my favorite. I'm not like a huge business book person, but that was one of the first business books that I read, and
Mm.
it really changed the game for me.
Yeah, I read it a long time ago. Now I just pulled it up again. So it's like, okay, yeah. So those are my takeaways.
I love that.
And I can do
Okay,
it. I can do it. That's a takeaway.
you can do it. You can do it. Okay, what are your action steps?
My actions are pick one of these, the Asana or the Meister task, and start setting up a few things on there to get the feel for it, how it feels for me, and then choose one that I'll use both for myself and for the VA. And then, the communication channel. So you use both that in the Slack, for example. Slack's for communication, the other is for holding all the tasks, etc. Got it. So those two things. And then looking at the list, the vetted list that I was provided, and start there in terms of who to reach out to kind of begin that process. And I'll look forward to you have a template for job description. And
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, exactly. Job description. And also, you alluded to this, like being able to communicate to them what your company is about. I do that with a team values doc. So I can share
Mhm.
that with you too. You can just do like a little simple version of it.
Right.
Um, and yeah, exactly. Simple job description, simple Google Doc, and then having a goal to interview. Even if when you're reading that you fall in love with one candidate, still interview five, like 5-10 minute
Okay.
interviews or whatever.
Okay, so you just do super short.
I do. I mean, you can let it go longer, but I think usually we hire when we're busy, like when we
Yeah,
need help and we don't have time almost to hire. So I just think it's like keeping it light on yourself.
excellent. That gives you a feel for them. And they for you, right? I mean, it needs to be both ways. Okay, beautiful.
Yay! Okay, I look forward to seeing it. I'll see you next time.
Thank you so much, Anna.
Bye, sweet Christina.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging out today. Please hit that subscribe button so you can make sure to stay updated anytime a new episode drops. And I would love for you to join me in my free Facebook community. It's called The Heart Centered Entrepreneur. We discuss the podcast episodes. I regularly go live and do free trainings. And you may even meet your newest biz bestie. So you can join at heartcenteredcommunity.com. It's absolutely free, and I cannot wait to see you in there.